Okay, what we're going to discuss now is on distractor analysis. Therefore, you have with you our exam, our midterm exam, and please look at the midterm. So last time, we did compute for the reliability of this test, correct? When we computed for the reliability of this test, we checked whether, what did we check in terms of reliability?
Test is related to
What do you want to know when we compute for the reliability of a test?
whether it yields consistent scores.
Okay, whether it will yield consistency of the scores, meaning that, so what did we find out? That it is of average or moderate reliability, correct? That means in other books, it's just reliable or not reliable. So in our case, when we computed this, it is reliable. When we talk about reliable, that means it yields consistent scores, or the test tended to pull together. Meaning that those were able to answer the test when a certain item tend to answer the test or the other items as well, right? So we solved that. We also computed for the index of difficulty and index of discrimination. What does that mean? What was the average of the test in this one? We said it is of average difficulty, correct? And then the exam was of what? Reasonably good item yata yung average niya, correct? So if somebody says and comes to you and says, "Ma'am, your exam was very, very difficult," it may be just difficult for the person, no? But when you compute for the entire test and for all the experiences, average of the students, it is of average difficulty. So see, sometimes it will help you because you have a computation here that is reliable and all, no? So in all those, we computed for reliability, we computed for the index of difficulty and discrimination. We considered the entire test as well, no? So, but here in the distractor analysis, we are going to focus on every item. Okay, look at every item there. You have there number 1, and you have 4 choices. Number 2, you have 4 choices. But the question here is, when we constructed this, when you are a teacher, when you constructed this, you try to make sure that each of the distractor here, no, is plausible. Meaning that it is attractive to those who do not know, to those who did not study, to those who do not have the skill. Every option, the answer and the key should not be obvious to those who do not know. Okay, so you all know the reason, right? If the answer is perfectly obvious to those persons who even do not know and those who even do not have developed the skill yet, that means you will not be able to come up with a very you will not be able to understand their level of skill, and then you will have misleading results. You thought they knew, but it was that your exam was, or your items or your distractors were very, very obviously wrong, and then your answer were obviously the right one. Correct? So this time, we will do a distractor analysis, meaning we wanted to understand if our distractors were constructed very well and have they really functioned effectively? Yung ganun, no? So, let's talk about the distractor. Distractor analysis, can we read that together? Go.
Distractor analysis. Calculating the proportion of students who choose each answer option. Identifying which distractors are working and appear attractive to students who do not know the correct answer, and which distractors are simply taking up space.
Yes. So again, we will have just a keyword. It's proportion of students who chose each answer option. So each of the Each of the choices there or the distractor, we will compute the proportion of those who chose them, no? But we talk about distractor, will not talk about how many chose the answer. You will notice that how many chose the answer, we knew that already when we computed for the index of difficulty and the index of discrimination. Because there we only counted how many chose the correct answer from the higher group, how many chose the correct answer from the lower group. No, yun lang what we did. But we did not look at the other if they chose the wrong answers. This time we focus on the wrong answers. How many chose the wrong answers, which we call the distractors, no? So which appear, which of the distractors are working and which are just simply taking space, meaning in that distractor, nobody chose it. Why? What happens if there is a distractor and nobody chose it? It was obviously wrong. That means you did not think about a very good distractor. Meaning that should be replaced next time. No? So how are we going to do the distractor analysis? Again, first, we encode the student's letter responses to each item and then we find student score. So we will translate that. We will use your if function and then we will arrange the scores from highest to lowest and then we select the criterion group, no? And then we will count. So we will do that. So what's the first step again? Okay. So what I did with your score, with your midterm, we encoded each of your student scores, each of the students' responses to a particular item. We said that, no? So we encoded that, like that, no? Here, until 75. So we did encode. After encoding, what should be our next step? Translate each of our student score, no? So which means each of our student score we solved. So what did we do here? We said so which we did last time, correct? Because this is the same procedure with your index of difficulty and index of discrimination. So if C3, because the entry of Aguilar in number 1 is on cell C3. If C3 is D, which is the answer, see, then it is 1. If not, it is 0. But of course, we know that the answer of Aguilar is not D, correct? That's why we put 0. And then we edit to the second. And then we said it's not D anymore because what did we do? Last time we said we just simply copy that. We go like that, no? We go until number 3 like that. And then so that it's easier, we just simply edited this, that it's not D anymore, it's C. And then this one, it's not D anymore, it's B. Right? And we did that until the 75. But it's easy because after you reach 75, after you reach 75, and what if this is number 75 na, you just simply go like that. Right? So you just simply go like that. So it's easy. You just going to be kind of tedious. It's going to be just tedious with the first set, right? And then after that, what's the next step? But we have to compute first the test scores, correct? So which means that what we did is we said equals sum from, and then we go to the first entry of Aguilar, correct? Okay, so sometimes it's nice to remember because it's so taas from here. So from CA supposedly until EW, no? So we go like that. And you will notice that that's what we did with CA, pero it's 4 for Hinyoso, and then EW4. And then what we did, for everyone, we just simply drag that. Okay? So we all have the scores already. Okay? And then what do we do next after we have the score? Okay, now we are going to sort from highest to lowest. Again, our reminder when we compute from highest to lowest is we have to begin from no? From, okay, so here, we have to begin from Aguilar like that, no? And then until the score. Okay, until the score. If we do not highlight this and we only highlight the score, you will notice that you only sorted the score. And then the rest did not go, the rest of the characteristics that goes with a particular score will not go with you. Okay? So, highlight everything. So, what do? We press data. We go to sort. We sort by. And then what? Our, yes. Okay. Our score. And then we sort from largest to smallest. Okay? So, you will notice that, okay, so again, because our highest score is yangaon, and then we go there, no? We have like this. Okay, so our highest is what score? So let's see if we have, okay, so we have 60, 55, 52, like that, no? We go like that. Claro? Okay. Sige. And then what's our next step? Select the criterion group, top 27% and low 27%. So what did we say? Out of, so again, let me just make that very clear, that we only do the top 27% and the low 27% if our students are above 30. No? We do not, if our students are below 30, that means we only select the top and bottom. Meaning, pag below 30, let's just say 20 students only. So, you have top 10, low 10. So, you include everyone. Okay? Why are we doing top 27? Because there are times that your students are 200. You know, you're teaching in a public school. And you wanted to determine if you wanted to do the structure analysis and you have 400 students. Right? So that's nice. So you have top 27%. What is 27% of 400? Compute, math major.
7 times 4.
Oo nga, kabalot ah. Ila man? 400. What's 10% of 400? 40. Another 10%. 40 na, 80 na. Oh, half sa 10%. Plus 20. 100 na. Half pagyod sa 20, 10. Motong 5%. 105 na. Oh, pila naman? Wala yung nag-compute. Bahala naman. Ha? Ayan, very good. 108. Okay. But here, how many students do we have? 0.27 times 49. And we have 13, correct? So what do we say? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. These are our top 13, di ba? So we will highlight that. So again, the middle group, we are not going to we're not going to not really that we do not care about them. It's just that sometimes if the scores of the students and the performance of the students are really just average, sometimes we do not it will not really help us understand. No? Oo, no? So I'm just highlighting that. So then we're going to the low 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now these are the low 27. Okay, anyway, doesn't matter. Baka it's just midterm, you know. By finals, they will be top. Okay? So now we have that already. We have selected and we have, so we're done with number 4. So what do we do? For each item, okay, so for each item, count the number of examinees in the upper group who selected each of the options. Do the same with the lower group. So anong gagawin natin? What we wanted to do is that how many of the upper group chose A? In number 1, chose B, chose C, chose D. In lower group also, how many of the students chose A, B, C, D for item number 1? Okay? You will. So, if we're going to do tinamban with this, dapat ito, 108 students, may mani kay okay ra, no? How many of the students in the upper group chose A? Wala A, no? So, how about sa lower group? How many of the lower group chose A? Duha. Is A a distractor? Is A a distractor in number 1? It is a distractor, correct? Because the answer there is D. Alright? So it is a distractor. And it should attract, the distractor should attract whom? The lower group, because these are the people we said who may not really have developed the skill. But only 2. It may be just okay because there are how many people in the criterion group? 13. There are only 13, correct? So that means that can be okay already. How many of the students chose B in the lower group? No? How many of the students chose C? Pero alam nga nato siyang kahon. Ano? Isod kayo, right? Sige, we will. Oo. So, that means, sa una, wala siguro ako sa tabunan lang mga ngalan, ha? Right, isod kayo. Ba? Okay. Madistract na sila mga ngalan. Sila, kasi sige, kakita ilang ngalan, sila galangan. Ba? Guys, no? Okay. How many of the students chose A? Sige. Okay. Sige. So, ang gagawin natin, we are going to do count if. No? This is the high group. So, count if. $4. Anong dollar? Okay, nga ano daw dollar, ma'am? Di man good kita na imbento. Ano, so di siya peso. No? $B, that means B4 is the first entry of the group. And then $B.15 is the last entry in the entire group. And then $A.32 is the location of the option. So we will see if that is correct here because we will change. Okay. Ano ang entry sa high group? It's what? C3. Okay, so it's supposed to be count if C$3 until C$15. Correct? Comma, A is where? $C55. Right?
Yes.
So, what a count if? Count if. No? And then what do we do? $3.
Yes, ma'am.
And then colon 15, comma, $55. That one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Ha?
Dollar. No, that's B55. B55. No? Kasi yung A nasa B. B55. Mo ba? Sulay. So you have that. Okay? You notice sa upper group, wala namang nag-choose ng A o B. Pero unsa ganing answer diri?
D.
Okay. So, C may be working.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct? Because even the high group thought it was an answer. Okay? So we go, count if. Sige, well, we will just, look at this one. So C$39.